Good morning, students. Today we are going to take up notice writing from writing skills. Now, students, first of all, there are different ways of giving information. You see, announcements are made, verbal announcements are made in the morning assembly. That is also a way of giving information. But when some sort of formal communication is to be done, we make use of notice. So what is a notice? Notice are a means of formal communication and which are meant for particular persons or group of persons. Say, if some important event, occasion or meeting information is to be given, then notices are put on the notice board and it is pasted at a public place, say the school notice board or community office or any organization's office on the display board, and it is placed at such a point so that it is accessible for all. And sometimes if it is meant for a wider audience, it is also published in a newspaper. We follow a particular format as notices are formal document. Here different formats can be used by different people or organization, but it is always ideal to follow a similar format for ease of understanding and uniformity. Now, the general format that we use in a notice, it will be also shown to you. These things are essential. The first is the name of issuing organization, authority. Take for instance, school or office. Then title notice is mentioned after the name of issuing authority. Then to authenticate the notice, date is mentioned. On the left hand side usually, so that it gives a formal documentation and it is important from the aspect of a record. Then appropriate heading is given to a notice, which should be very clear what is the purpose of the notice. Then the main content of the notice is written. Towards the end, the writer's name who is giving out the notice along with designation of the notice writer, which makes it more, say, valid. It gives validity and authority to the notice. Now, coming to the content of a notice. When we talk of the content or the body of the notice, 5 W's are kept in mind. First is for whom the notice is meant, that is the target group. Second, what or who is organizing, that is what means occasion or event. and who is organizing that event. Then comes when, that is date and time of the event or meeting or occasion. And the duration can also be mentioned here. Next is where, which means location or venue of such an event. Finally, whom to contact or get in touch. As has already been said, this mentions who the appropriate authority is to be contacted. Once again, there are some tips to remember regarding notice writing. One should be very precise and to the point. The ideal length of notice is 50 words. So one has to be very precise when using the language. As it is a formal communication, the language that is used is also formal. The sentences should be short and simple. Another thing to be noticed is instead of I or use, I, you, use pronoun of third person, we. Use passive voice like there. Present your notice in a proper format, that is box. Another thing to remember is presentation should be neat and appealing to the eye. Now, you see a format of a notice is shown to you here. As I said, format include name of the organization, notice, title, then this side, left hand side, date, then the middle part is the content. And who has given the notice, who has brought out the notice, name of the person and the designation. Remember, from examination specification point of view, notice carries 50 words and 4 marks. 1 mark is allotted for format. So keep in mind the format. And all this notice will be in a box. Now there is one example that is shown to you here. Draft a notice for your school notice board inviting students to participate in inter-house dance competition which is going to be organized in your school. You are RAJNI in charge, Cultural Club. Now you can see on the top name of the school, then notice, and after that title. On the left hand side you can see the date. Then towards the end you see who is the person who is bringing out this notice and designation. In the middle you can see the content. What is being organized? Inter-house dance competition. For whom? For students of class 6 to 12. Is going to be organized. Means notice is always in future tense. It is about an event that is going to take place. Then on which date? Time 10 a.m. Venue, school, auditorium. Now there is some additional information. Winners who will be selected, They will be participating for zonal level. What are students supposed to do? Their students, interested ones, are supposed to give their names. To whom? To the undersigned. By which date is mentioned? That is the last day of registration. So, I hope now you have understood how to draft a notice. Although you have been writing a notice right from, say, class 6th onwards, and later also in your life, probably if you join some offices, you would be asked to write a notice, or school. If you join a school, you would be asked to write a notice. So, these writing skills are going to equip you how not only from exam point of view, but also they are going to equip you for later on in your life. Tomorrow you'll be given an assignment based on the notice. Now, if any query is there, you can always ask me. Thank you.